Recently, Yahoo Finance put out an article that said millennials and Gen Z would need $3 million to retire. What? Not the $1 million that we've all waited for, our parents have all waited for. If you get $1 million, you're a millionaire, you can have a great retirement. Well, not anymore. I'm here to tell you the easiest way to make sure that you have enough to retire when that time comes. Stay tuned. What's up, guys? I'm Jeremy Kane, living in the Denver suburbs, eXp Realty. Super excited for this one, as the whole point of my channel and all the content I put out is to help you build wealth through real estate. This topic absolutely resonates. We talk strategy, we talk market update, we do a little bit of highlighting what it's like to live here in Denver, but the ultimate truth is this is where the bread and butter is, and this is my passion, is to help you build wealth through real estate, make good decisions, whether you want to have 35 doors or just one. I think real estate is an absolute amazing opportunity. So if you like what you hear, like, comment, subscribe, share this with somebody that's looking at making a move in real estate. I am a part of a global network, so I can be a part of real estate transactions across the country and globe. But specifically, I work in Denver, Colorado, and Northern Colorado. So would love to connect with you. Never hesitate to DM, reach out, give me a text, 303-210-0378. But for now, let's get into this one. Okay, so the cost of everything is more expensive, so why wouldn't the cost of retirement go up? Seems to make sense. The jump from $1 million to $3 million is a little bit of a shocker, but ultimately, as we start to break this down, it makes a ton of sense, right? And so you start to look at the numbers and how this would break down. In order to reach a $3 million retirement for the average Gen Z age, you would need approximately $3,000 a month going into an investment that yielded a 6% year-over-year return, right? That's pretty basic numbers for the stock market, 6%, $3,000 a month starting right now. The truth is that a lot of us are past that Gen Z age and the average age, so the number continues to get higher the older we are. Mine would be considerably higher than that. However, when we start to look at leverage and all the other things, when we have to put $3,000 a month away in retirement, and then we also have to put $3,000 a month, which happens to be a very, pretty average number for rent here in the Denver and Northern Colorado market, that's $6,000 that we're gonna need to put away, and we haven't started driving, we haven't started eating, we haven't done a lot of things. So $3,000 for retirement, $3,000 for living, shelter-wise, and then probably another $3,000 just for basic survival. That's $9,000 a month after taxes, right? $9,000 a month, $108,000 a year. Absolutely, not the norm, especially for those at the beginning of their careers, right? We're talking $108,000 a year net. That's, $150,000 out of the gate for an individual to make that happen, not to mention spouses and things like that. So what if we kind of married the two? What if we married the two original $3,000 costs, retirement plan and shelter, right? Then that starts to make a little bit more sense. We're talking about $6,000 net out of pocket per month for living and, normalcy. But you're like, well, Jeremy, how can that really happen? Well, if you take the average, appreciation nationally of 3.6% of a home year over year, and you're looking at, okay, what's that look like, right? 30-year mortgage, probably a 30 years till you're ready to retire. Crazy. But if you buy a $500,000 house right now and you live in it and you pay it all the way off, with a 3.6 appreciation rate, your home will be worth $1.4 million in 30 years, right? That's huge. So then you say, well, Jeremy, 1.4 is not 3 million. But the way you look at this is you get into a home, even down payment assistance, you can get into a home, $500,000 home, 0% down, have, an affordable, rent or mortgage rate, I guess, and that's going to help. And then it's where the magic happens is when the next one comes. If you can do that 3 times into a $500,000 house or more, depending on your lifestyle and those things, you're going to at least have 1.4 million times 3 at the end of the day, right? And that's with a national appreciation. If you watch this channel, you know that Denver is absolutely a higher appreciation rate than the national average year in and year out. So what are we doing? We're killing two birds with one stone. We have the rent, and the shelter and the mortgage, and then we also have the retirement all bottled up into one $3,000 about cost. I get it. Rates are higher, all the things. And so when you start to look at this and you're saying, okay, well, I'm sitting here waiting for, mortgage rates to drop and prices to drop and all of the things, over a 60-year time period, the average appreciation is 3.4. That's including, crashes and things like that. So if you hold on long enough, and since this is an extreme long-term strategy, there's no reason for you to be waiting. All that you're going to do by waiting is having your, pushing it back another year, pushing that appreciation back another year. And as we go, it starts to add up, right? Certainly you can get rent for cheaper. However, if you're killing two birds with one stone with the retirement and the shelter, I think that this is an absolute amazing strategy. Full disclosure, Nicole Ruth brought this to our attention at a meeting we had, a market update for my group, and we were just kind of working through this. Rent or mortgage, retirement or work forever. Those are your options. And when we start to break this down, the 7% interest rates and 8% interest rates or whatever it is, the high price to get in, all the things, really makes us step back and think, what are we really waiting for? Are we pushing off the long term, the goal? I don't know if anybody has goals to own a ton of real estate. I don't know if anybody has goals to be a multimillionaire. But what I do know is everyone has a goal to retire. I don't think I've ever had somebody say that they want to work their career, their full-time career, till the day they die. Right? So if we start to look at this and look at the bigger picture, getting into a home has so many values. The cool part is, along the way, you can use leverage in order to make this happen. Now, I know this goes against my $3 million, thing, but remember, if you do it 3 times, you're going to have $4.2 million, in equity invested in real estate. But that gives you 1.2 to work with. Inflation goes crazy, you're still going to be okay, but also you can utilize the leverage against each other. You can pull from one to, limit your payment on the next. You can pull from one to buy another one. You can start leveraging this across the board. And if you're in the appreciation, the long-term gain, could have the ability to make an absolute amazing wealth building, piece of the pie. And so certainly, diversification, all the things, but really this stat really hit me and I wanted to bring it to you guys. And I want you to know that this is my specialty, right? I did buy my first house when I was 19. I now have 7 investment doors. I now have, a home that's a very manageable payment, all from leveraging that first investment. Oh, by the way, that first investment, the seller paid the down payment and my realtor was my dad. And so we didn't bring any money to the table. In fact, I think my dad made a small commission check after that. Truth be told, 2003 is a little bit different than today. But as we start to break this down, the truth is that real estate gives you a ton of options as you go. Let's take the final piece of this, right? So the ability to leverage an emergency that comes from it, right? Say I have something happen, I have to take a year off of work, I have to pull $50,000 from either my equity in my home, which is my retirement, or my, stock accounts and things like that. Well, if I pull $50,000 from my home, it's still going to appreciate at the top value, right? $500,000, the appreciation is going to still be there. Sure, your monthly payment will go up a little bit with that, and the payoff will go up. It might take you a year or two or whatever to pay it off further, but the point is that you're still getting the appreciation on the top of that value. If I pull $50,000 from a $700,000 home, I'm still going to get the average appreciation or the appreciation rate on the total number, the $700,000. If I pull that from the stock account, I'm only getting it on the total amount that's in the stock account as we move forward, right? We can talk about taxable events on the stock side. Cash out refinance or HELOC is not a taxable event on the real estate side. I'm not an accountant, but as we start to break this down, there's a lot of arrows that point to getting into home ownership as soon as possible. Once you're in home ownership and you get this established, you can even leverage the equity to put it in the stock market. You can play those games that can absolutely help you grow true wealth. And so when you start thinking about all of this big picture and you look at the, interest rates today and all the things, the question is, why are you waiting? And the truth is, people usually don't understand this at this high of a level. What I do is I sit down with you, I look at your goals, I look at your experience, and the truth is, if you're crushing it with crypto and you want to stay in that space and you have a free place to live, boom, great. I'm not gonna, push you into buying a house or whatever. But the majority of people are not in that situation, and they can look at a thing, and sometimes it's a high mountain to climb, and sometimes it's, not super, awesome as we get to the point to prepare to buy. But my goal is to help you build wealth through real estate however possible. I advise you in that direction and help you understand exactly the plan and the strategy so that you can meet your goals. Not my goals, your goals. Not the $3 million that Yahoo thinks, the amount of money or the lifestyle that you want to have on the way to get there. So if you're interested in that, book a call below, comment, DM, call me, whatever you got to do. But I want to help you do the things that will change your life forever as they did mine. So please like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.